Okay, guys. I got an intuitive message from Spirit that they wanted me to read on personally. And the message is, your children are watching. Your children are watching, guys. You guys are currently being faced during this Mercury retrograde with breaking a karmic cycle, okay? A lot of you are being faced with breaking a karmic cycle. And Spirit is saying, if you don't break this karmic cycle during this retrograde, it is going to pass to your children. I don't know what kind of karmic cycle it is that you're going through, and I feel like it's a lot of different things. But for some reason, somebody's energy is pulling up very, very strong. Like even this morning, I got a channeled song about a child who's watching a mom or their parent go, and they're using drugs, they're sleeping with lots of people, you know, they're not able to pay the bills. And remember, our kids see this. And a lot of times our kids will do as they see, not as we say. Okay, and that's the message that I got this morning. So we're going to get into this and see what's going on. All right, Spirit, what is it that these children are seeing? Someone is allowing third-party temptation to come in between either their parents or they're consistently watching their parent get somewhere to where they can be happy, and then they're constantly allowing like temptation to come in. A third party, whether it's you, I'm only getting like lust in this. Yeah, addiction is here under the deck, so that could be what they're seeing as well, or that could have been something that has just passed. If it comes back out again, it's something that is going to be coming out in the future. But this is the past energy. What they're seeing, that is their parent, they're watching their parents be in happy, healthy relationships, and then sabotaging it, and then trying to work on it, then sabotaging it, and then trying to work on it. And they're seeing, see, kids grow up and they believe that what their parent goes through is what they're supposed to go through. Yeah, here we go. They got in their mind, they're seeing paradise, they're seeing happiness, and they're seeing like competition come in, a snake, the other woman looking over your shoulder. Like there's always, in this child's mind or this teen's mind, every time they feel like they're going to have a happy home, someone allows a snake into their house. This kid may want to talk about it, or they may have tried to talk about it to you. It's hurting this kid, whatever it is. Like, the way that this goes, this child is going to grow up, or this teen is going to grow up and think, you know, they can get in a connection, and as soon as they see something better outside of the connection, that they should just go after that. They're not learning, you know, that love and marriage and everything, it's for better, for worse. You know, it's not you're only with someone during the good times, or you're not only with somebody till someone better looking comes along, someone smarter comes along, someone with more money comes along. These kids are growing up and they need stability. They need to learn stability from their parents, and this is a generational curse that you are being asked to break so that your children don't face it. because what they see right now is that you are more interested in the party lifestyle. They're seeing that you're portraying that you're happy, single, happy, just going out and being with friends and everything. And these kids are now in the energy of, well, maybe I shouldn't get married, because every time my parent got happy, there was a snake or something ruined. And if you by any chance turned it to where the other person was bad, and always played the victim, your children are going to grow up, and that's the mentality they're going to be in. They're going to be in the victimhood. So they what they're seeing in you is that you're happy being single, living in the moment, and there's going to be like some kind of sudden shock or change, a transformation that comes. Like, they're going to see something happen in you. Hopefully it's this reading. Hopefully you guys see this reading. Engagement. Higher commitment, eternity, partnership and union, and completion. The teddy bear. I pulled the teddy bear yesterday. Two teddy bears actually in the charms for Leo's reading. So you could be dealing with the Leo. You could have Leo in your chart anywhere. Or you could just straight be a Leo. Any of those. So like me personally, I have Leo as my North Node. I also have it as my Mars. So any placements. Coffin, new beginning, liberation, reborn, transition, tragic ending. Yeah, remember how I said your children are watching? What they're sitting here watching. They're watching. What are they watching? They're watching you still actually be upset. It's like this kid thought that you were happy, partying, being single and everything. And they're going to be shocked to find out that you're actually upset, possibly about this engagement that ended or had a tragic ending. And that's just how you're using to get over this. And what they're watching is you avoiding conversations, you not dealing with your issues. They're seeing you actually still be upset. And you're putting up the boundaries, not only to this other person, but you could be putting up boundaries to them. You could be closing your heart off. They could see you looking at pictures, or they could be seeing pictures or memories that were somewhere, and it's making them nostalgic of the way that they felt. Twin flame. This could be either you looking at pictures of your twin flame. This could be your kid is just wanting to find balance. This kid is heartbroken. Or you are also heartbroken. So this kid thought that you were all happy being in the player lifestyle. because you could have been in the energy of fake it till you make it. I don't want to show any weakness. I have to be strong. And so what that'll teach your kid is that anytime they have a problem, they must suppress it. They must hold it in. They don't talk about it, and you just live your life and be happy and whatever. Don't show no weakness, because weakness is bad. And I feel like this is hurting this child, because they don't know how to process their own emotions, because they're watching you go from what they would think is complete and total annihilation. They have seen it as their family broken, their heart broken, sadness, losing someone that they love, and you're acting like everything's perfectly fine. They could feel like you haven't talked to them about it. Because remember, if you have a child and you're dating someone and you lose somebody, they also lose that person. Spirits, this is Spirit's advice here. Learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union or a new phase. This kid, Spirit's saying you may need to prepare this kid for a new phase, whether you're going to level up the connection or whether you're going to separate. But either way, Spirit is saying you need, for those of you who are actually ascending the connection, you're going to need to stop the silent treatment. You need to stop the toxic patterns. The toxic patterns could be separating and coming back together, separating and coming back together, separating and coming back together. That does not teach a child stability. That teaches a child you can go fuck up and do whatever you want and then just come back anytime that you want without any consequences to your actions. There's somebody that you need to meet and talk with. The coffee cup. Anybody who knows me, I've said when you see the coffee cup, it's going to bring sadness. This could be something that hurts that you need to talk about either with your child or with this person that you have in this area. Yeah, talking. Remember I said meeting and talking, and it was talking. Talking more. Awaiting messages, talks, calls, emails. For some of you guys are going to need to set a date for something, like a special day with your kids. Some of you guys need to talk to your children about dating someone new or wanting to get back out there. Yeah. With the mask, you're hiding your true feelings. You're hiding your true feelings from everything, from your kids. You could, about this process where you were trying to move on. You have someone who's younger than you, who could be interested in you. or you could be, you know, flirting with other people. And if that's the case, I'm going to say this. If this person is very young, this could also be another thing that your child is seeing. If you are very young, or that this person that you're going to date is very young, you have to watch, because you don't know who this person is actually going to be. You know, like what, women have a huge change around the age of 30, 25 to 30. Like, they completely change who they are. Say if you're dating a female who's very younger than you, you need to take that into consideration. You also need to take into consideration, if this is what the child is seeing, that you're being able to be seduced by someone who's younger, especially if you have a daughter. You're going to teach that daughter a complete and total insecurity in themselves, because they're going to grow up with the thought, Daddy loved this person, and as soon as they got older in years, they got left for someone who's younger. So that's going to be like an unconscious insecurity you will plant in this child, that as soon as they aren't good enough, or as soon as they reach a certain age, they're easily replaceable. And that is going to close that child off and make them not even be interested in finding love in anything. And I feel like this child is meant for something, that they need you to break this. Otherwise, it will change this child's timeline. It'll change their fate. It'll change their future. They won't achieve all the things that they were meant to achieve if you don't get your shit right, is what I just heard. Yeah, because especially with all of this here, this is a child who needs to see that when their parent tells somebody forever, that it can actually be forever. That they're not going to let younger people or people that you think are more attractive in to ruin this connection. Okay. A new phase and rekindle. Renew and growth. Change mind. Rise from the ashes. What are you rising from? You're rising from resentment and triggers, negative perceptions. You're getting over these strong desires to run. And you are going to step into the energy of soulmates. There could have been this person that you were with. It could have turned toxic. Like, when this comes into play, if this is a test, if you get tested by the divine and you fail, it instantly makes the true connection that you're in karmic. Because now somebody has to learn the lesson the hard way. So it could have turned into a karmic relationship, because someone was not learning from everything, which we have here. Learning was right at the beginning. What someone did not learn. Okay, so we have new phase, rekindle, renew and regrow, changed mind, rise from the ashes towards this soul connection, partnership, soul contract, or life partner. This is kind of like someone who was with someone in a solid connection. They were seduced, or they failed a karmic test, or a test by the divine. The divine always tests you with something to see if you're going to fall for the temptations of the devil or something like that, or if you're going to stand strong and pass the test. to see if you're going to give in, if you're going to move on, if you're going to love somebody else, if you're going to allow somebody else into your home. Because remember, guys, we always want to place the blame on the other woman who comes in and destroys your house. But ultimately, it has nothing to do with what's outside. It's what's within. The same as ourselves. It's not what happens around us. It's about what happens inside of us. Now, within this connection, when the two become one, it is now what happens within the connection. And what happens outside. It's not what happens about outside of this connection. It's what happens inside this connection. And for some reason, this looks like an eyeball to me. The child is watching. It's about what happens inside this connection. And it's not someone came in and destroyed the home. Someone on the inside had to unlock the door and let them in the home. That's where we need to place what we need to look at. That's the root of the problem that needs to be fixed. That is the generational curse that will be passed along to the child in the negative form. So in other words, if you're a parent and you're constantly hurting women or men, and you're playing games with them, and you keep repeating this cycle, and it's even worse if both parents do this, if that's all that they see. Like if people move on and they see both parents doing this, constantly having people come in and out, here's the thing. They will be on a big, long streak of people doing that to them. People coming in and loving them, and then all of a sudden that person goes and they play games, and they're in and out, and they play games, and they hurt this person, and they put them in competition, and they destroy their self-worth, self-dignity, self-love by playing with all of these people, instead of honoring the commitment and the love that was this true soulmate, this true counterpart. Okay, so the soulmate connection, we see coming through clarity and truth. Okay, so this connection may come back together when somebody is willing to be honest and open and speak the truth. And they're actually ready to be in this commitment. They're ready to honor their partner. They're ready to protect their partner. And females, this goes for you too. Protection is not just for the males. You must protect your masculine or your man's heart as well. They do have hearts, even though it looks like someone here isn't even showing theirs. They do have hearts. They do break the same as you. Just because they don't express it, because they are in their masculine form, does not mean that they are not hurting. You still can hurt a man. You must protect that man by not playing with other people on the side. Okay? So this is coming into where healthy choices are going to be made. Self-love and self-care. Being happier, love, and life. This is like someone who is literally becoming the phoenix. They are rising from it, and they are seeing what they've done wrong. They are learning the lesson during this this retrograde season, and they're ready to healing heartbreak, healing toxic or addictions, or healing abusive relationships. Okay, Spirit is hopefully that did not make a sound and come through. This Spirit is saying this connection, it's going to take time, okay? Needing time, cycles take time to heal and progressing. So this is not something that can happen overnight. This is something that is going to take time. And also the way, hold on. Also, the way that your child is going to feel safe in this is they're going to need to see a constant, over time, change within you, change within the connections that you bring in, change within your whole attitude and the whole thing in general. Yeah, this is going to need a lot of self-reflection, introspection, you know, healing of your inner wounds. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull the child. Let's put the child in the middle. What energy is the child currently in at this moment? I don't believe in time, so whenever you see this video, that's when this current moment is. This child is in the energy of anxiety. Because of their perception. Because of what they see. Okay, this child is also in the energy of dependency. They're depending on what? Reliability and your leadership. This child is depending on you right now to learn the lessons the right way. They are needing to see the right things come from you. Okay. Where are you at now? For the one who has, okay, we have got the Ten of Wands reversed. This is someone who's not letting their boundaries down. They're not closing out this cycle. They're not, because the Empress reverse. The Empress reverse talks about someone who can be depressed, somebody who could not be as nurturing, someone who is not in the energy of being completely loving. They feel like you've either left them out in the cold, like you're not giving them any attention, you're not there for them, or they feel, or you feel, sorry, you feel like you're on the outside. You feel like you're on the outside. Your child could feel like they're on the outside. It's like you're on two different sides of this window. But your child feels like you're on the outside of this because you are purposely doing so. Because what happens outside of the home happens inside of the home. So this is somebody who feels like a breakup or you leaving somebody out in the cold. What are they, define this. Let me make sure I'm getting this right, because I'm seeing it in a couple different ways. But for this specific story, a King of Cups, they feel like you've left them or your partnership out in the cold because you're looking for other options. Like they feel like you're surrounded by all of these emotions. See, the water represents emotions. The fish represents your intuition, but you're not holding the fish. You're holding a fucking coffee cup. You're holding a fucking coffee cup, meaning it's a time of sadness, but you're not portraying it to them. You are just in the energy of looking for the next hookup. So they're seeing you're in this energy of of not letting these burdens down, either between you and your partner, because you're not willing to nurture something, you're not willing to give to something, you're not willing to invest or to grow something, you're just leaving it straight out in the cold. And so this is the energy of, it could be passed to a child. When something gets hard, don't fucking keep working for it. Just drop it and you'll find something better. And that's how you teach your child to give up on everything in life. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's relationships. The first time they get a job and it's hard, just drop it. You'll find something better. The first time that they get an addiction and they think, oh, they go to rehab or they go to detox, just drop it. It's okay. Something along will come and it'll be okay. We have the 5 of Swords. This is causing fighting. Causing conflict. It's causing you to which way is this supposed to be? Upright. This was the energy of, there was a fight or a battle that you just had to win at all costs. It does not matter what it is over. It could be over about how somebody sliced the watermelon. I don't know. About how somebody cut your steak. It could be over the stupidest thing in the world. It could also be how somebody cut somebody with a third party, because I'm seeing the 3 here, and someone making the ultimate decision of, you fucking hurt me, we're done. And when you went that way, but this is somebody who has to win the fight. They don't care if they win the war. They only focus on the right then and right now and what they can do to win everything. Okay, so we have the 8 of Cups here. This is someone who's like, I'm gonna win this, so fuck this, I'm walking away. What this creates is imbalance, insecurity, not giving equally, there not being no equal give and take, there not being a new beginning. With the King of Wands here in reverse. King of Wands reversed is somebody who can be emotionally, or not emotionally, what's the word? Who can be very manipulative. They have a way of communicating to either emotionally abuse somebody or try to control a scenario with their words, so to speak. This is somebody who lies. They're seeing you lie, guys. They're seeing you lie. They're seeing you say things that you don't mean about something that is not currently together. Because you have the dog here. The dog is in reverse. That means there is no loyalty. There is no loyalty in this connection. So someone would not drop their boundaries because of this fight, and it caused someone to be disloyal, or it could be over somebody who was disloyal. So someone was disloyal and it turned this Empress upside down. So it took her from loving and caring and nurturing to being the complete opposite, not wanting to work on something, you know, not wanting to grow, not wanting to nurture. It caused this Empress to want to walk away. And she could be using her words to hurt this person they walked away from, or that's what they did when they walked away. Because now both people are on two separate sides of this window. It doesn't matter whether someone's inside or someone's outside. Both people feel left out from their partner. And by doing this, they're not in balance. They're not in sync. They're not in union. They're not where they're supposed to be. And they're lying to themselves, lying to their children, lying to everyone around them that they're okay and they're good, and they're fucking not. Because the Queen of Cups is the card of complete and total emotional distress, like being depressed, you know, in the energy of just complete heartbreak. Guys, underneath the deck here is the Three of Cups. Heartbreak over a third party. This could be somebody who actually went, who has now actually went and slept with somebody else, or they sexted somebody else, or they put emotions into somebody else. This could also be someone who messed around with 3 people during this connection. 3 other people during this connection. By the time it comes back to this point. Show me the Queen of Cups reversed, please, Spirit. The Six of Swords. They're upset because they feel like they can't go on to calmer waters. They can't move on to calmer waters. See, because look here, this one, this person in the back has the Fool's thing that they hold. I forget what it's called, but it's their bag that contains everything that they need so that they can go and move on. And this person is sad because they feel like they can't move on. They're stuck. They could be sad or angry or mad or whatever. Show me the Queen of Cups reversed, please, Spirit. Not moving on from what? Queen of Cups reversed. Someone can't move on from this Queen of Swords. Someone who has put up boundaries to this person who hurt them. This is someone who will... The Queen of Swords has learned all the things that the other queens have. They're going to be missing one, otherwise they would be the Empress. But this is a Queen of Swords who is loving and nurturing, and even in their hard time, even in this struggle, they are still protecting their child. Because look at this. This person has a handcuff that's broken. And you could definitely be dealing with someone with Leo placements, because yesterday another charm I pulled out was the handcuffs, but it wasn't handcuffed. It didn't have another handcuff. It only had one with a couple strands. It looked just like this. Someone cut this connection, and that's the hand that this Empress is holding, this Queen is holding up their sword of truth to. The fact that somebody severed this tie, severed this bond. There is going to be this Tower moment. Look. So now when we see this, we see this queen, and we see this, there's a masculine falling out of this tower. And the tower is the card of complete change, shock, wherever it here. This is somebody who could have broke a true connection, went to go party with someone. This other person put up boundaries and hold their sort of truth because their cord had been the chain had been broken, and something's going to happen. I don't know if this person went towards someone else who was married, or someone else who was in a connection, or if they just went and they partied with a whole bunch of people. I don't know. Spirit, show me the tower. The Chariot reversed. Someone refuses to change. Someone's not moving. That could be what it is. Someone could have, this person could have went towards somebody else that was in a connection. And this person could have left their house, left their commitment, and this person won't change, won't do anything for this person, because this person is happy, you know, going around playing and doing whatever it is that they want to do. They won't change that. This could actually be someone who is in an open commitment, or somebody who is in a commitment and they're not going to leave that commitment. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed because they are dependent on this person. They're depending on this person because they don't have what they need themselves. And so they will not come in and offer something with somebody else because they refuse to give up their options. They refuse to actually work on something. And this could, because what is happening is the situation you're learning from right now is you did not put in the work. You kept your options open. You refused to change, and that is what is being mirrored back to you, or whoever this is. Because I hate telling the story so mean and blunt, but I'm a warning reader, and I need you to open your eyes and see what is actually coming for you. Because when I started this channel, when I lost somebody who was very important to me, one of the first things that I kept hearing spirits talk around me was protect the child, protect the child, protect the child, protect the child. I heard it non-stop from my spirit guides, from the spirits that were around. Protect the child. That is one of the biggest things that my channel is supposed to be for, to help you get into a place where you can see the pitfalls and things that are coming, where you could fall and you could snag, or something bad that's coming for you, so that you can protect the child by making the right choices. Protect the child by stopping these things that were going to come for you. Because remember, all things have the ability to change unless they are major arcanas. The major arcanas, like this tower here, the Chariot reversed, they're there because they are divinely guided by spirit to help you protect yourself and the child, to put you on the right path. Because when you start going down a path that is so wrong that you could completely destroy somebody else, or destroy your bloodline, destroy the generations that come after you, spirit has no other option than to do one of two things: make you change, chastise you, or take you out of that person's life, or take you out of life in general. because you cannot, it's going to be going on. The needs of the many outweigh, I just heard, the needs of the many outweigh the wants and the desires and the temptation of a few. And that, I think, is what this other person is thinking of. Yeah, you're fun. You might be fun to have, to sleep with or to play with, but you're not something I'm going to bring around my child, because they see you as toxic, because they are playing the blame game. Like, they're doing the same things, but they're not seeing it in themselves. And this is a repetitive karmic cycle that's just going to pass from one to the next. And I need you to cut it off so that the next person it passes to is not your child. Because we have the happy squirrel in reverse. So someone refuses to put in the work. And that is when the enlightenment is going to come. That is when the true enlightenment is going to come. It could hold you in, it could put you here in the sands of time, needing to deal with something that may take a little bit of time. It may be tedious, like the little sands, the little pieces of sand that it takes to push through. And so that's why Spirit will have you stalled for a little bit. And it may have you alone for a little bit. Because where is it? Because the cord of the connection was with your queen and it got severed. It got severed. Because of someone's lust, because of someone's greed, because someone could not overcome temptation. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have Cancer placements in your chart, look at your chart, your birth chart. The more placements of Cancer you have in your birth chart, the harder, the more addictions, the more temptations you're going to give into, the more things you will have to deal with in this life, or the things that you have a hard time letting go of or breaking. So say if you're a Cancer, and or say if you're somebody and your only placement in Cancer is, I don't know, your South Node, that shows that you're gonna, that the South Node is going the wrong way. It's things of the past. We go towards our North Node. If we're going backwards, we go back towards our South Node the wrong way, which would be the addictions, which would be the codependencies, you know. So if you just have that one, that's an okay one, because that's something that you will have hopefully have got through by the time this happens. Or you could be finishing it up as it happens, or you could have just turned back around to that negative. Say if you broke an addiction and you turned back and went towards it, that's you still have to turn around and go the right way, but that's that one placement. But now, however, if you have Cancer in your big three, that means there is something big that is going to have to be broken. Like your sun sign, this is your overall. You're going to have a lot of temptation within your life. You're going to have a lot of codependency in your life. You're going to have a lot of addictions and temptations come to you. Now, if you have that, and say if multiple placements in your big three, your sun, your moon, your rising, or even your Venus, you're going to have a lot of addictions to overcome. The more placements in Cancer that you have, the easier it is for you to be seduced, that you have to learn early on. And we're just now teaching our kids how to do this and to overcome. The more placements of Cancer, the more addictions, the more toxic things that are going to come into our life. And you will have more of this that needs to be overcome within your lifetime. And that's a hard thing to say. You know, like Cancers, you guys are so freaking loving. You guys are, you know, you're like the mama's babies of the zodiac. You guys are the children that are needing to grow up. A lot of times you'll watch when you're in a healthy connection, or in a more healthier connection, one that's not so completely toxic, a lot of times the other person is going to treat you more like you're their child than like they're your partner. Because until you break these addictions and these chains, and once you do that, once you break these addictions, once you break these chains, if you're in a partnership, you will see your relationship transform. Your person will then be able to treat you like a partner instead of like they're your parent, so to speak, because you're going to have attached to them, because Cancers are known to love their mama, so they will attach to somebody that reminds them of their mother. And that's where they're actually going to learn the most from any other connection in their life, is someone who will mimic their mother. That person, or somebody who's like their mother, is going to come in and teach them a healthier way to do something. Like, they're going to learn a lot from that person who mimics a parent to them. Someone who takes them under their wings, who loves them unconditionally. Like, and it has to be an unconditional lover. This Cancer won't learn anything. And if you're in this energy, this could be you. Put yourself back at this beginning as well, and be in the place of the child. It doesn't have to be, but there's a lot of learning and a lot of growing that's going to come from these connections. If you have a lot of Cancer placements and you align with someone if you align with someone who reminds you of your mother, the feminine zodiacs that would probably align with oh my gosh, the zodiacs that are feminine in nature are Virgo, Pisces, Libra. Oh my gosh, there's more. Why can I only think of the three? Aries, Taurus, Aries and Leo, they're masculine. Sagittarius is masculine. Okay, maybe that's all I'm supposed to remember right now. You could be attached. The people that this person could learn from is either a Libra, a Virgo, or a Pisces. That's the three feminine energies that I can think of right off the top of my head. That's going to drive me crazy. Let me look it up. I'm going to look it up so that we can see. What zodiacs are feminine?
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again. But life is one big riddle of the future and what's been.